One of the things you help a lot of our clients and a lot of even me personally is here in Nebraska, we're one of about 24, 25 states, about half the states allow for what I call TOD, right?
Yep.
TODD, transfer on death deed. So this is when it comes to real estate. You can basically avoid probate mainly. It's like a quickie probate, but you can basically transfer a house pretty quickly if you have this filed with the courts. But there's been recent changes in our legislature that changes maybe the verbiage of this. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's just the legalese, but just making sure that people aren't doing this on their own. You can always go online and try to find a form for something, for wills, for trust, for anything legal, right? You can go to LegalZoom.
Yeah, that always scares me. People are like, yeah, I Googled it. Yeah, I got a template for that.
ChatGPT and things like that. People are trying to get, obviously some of that might work, but most of the time clients don't understand what they're getting into here. And the biggest problem we see with estate planning is just titling correctly, right? Making sure that document you might think it says what you want to say, but it might be incorrect legally. And then something happens to you and your kids have to deal with it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, those transfer on death deeds are great. And I love, most clients, their goal is to try to avoid probate court, and good or bad, probate it's just time and money we spent better elsewhere. But what those transfer on death deeds do in Nebraska, at least, is put a beneficiary on your house or farm or real estate, and so what you can do, just like with your life insurance, you can put a beneficiary directly on your house to transfer it to your kids free of probate court.
Well, and that's really important because probate courts can get bogged down. And we have unfortunately, this is the reality. We have in this country over 4,000 baby boomers passing away every day. Now we have about 14,000 turning 65 this year every day. So a lot of them are rolling into their retirement age. But as those people pass away, that's going to continue for the next 10 years. There's going to be a rush of probate activities, right? So the courts are not staffed to correctly handle the volume because it's a very different volume from the years past. So that is going to slow this process down, right?
Yep. And so we're blessed right now in Nebraska. They're decently efficient. So probate's state-based, right? So it depends on where you live. And we're pretty lucky here that it has been pretty efficient compared to most states. But yeah, it's going to get bogged down here. And some of the states I talk to, I have friends in Arizona where there's a lot of baby boomers, obviously. It's a huge migration place, and they're like 2 years behind right now.
And so that's why it's so important that you do like a TODD so your kids don't have to wait for a totally, like if you were to pass away today and leave your house to your kids and they were to sell it, most people don't really keep mom and dad's house anymore. Those days are usually over. They're just going to get on the market, right? And if it takes 2 years before they can get free clear title, it could be a totally different real estate market. They may have liquidity needs, all kinds of problems can arise, right?
And they're paying for upkeep, taxes, insurance, all that stuff during that process. Yeah, these transfer on death deeds, well, they're not for everyone.
And paying probate fees and court fees and legal fees.
And publicity of everything. And while transfer on death deeds aren't the magic sauce for everything, obviously, but they're good for certain clients, and they make it a lot easier. They give the kids, they file a death certificate, houses in the kids' names, the kids deal with it, they can put it up for sale, fairly quickly after that.
All right, so
it really helps out with
that. If that's a concern, you should get a hold of Colin or attend the upcoming class. We have a estate and tax planning class coming up at the Midwest Learning Center August 19th. That's a Tuesday night at 6:30, or you can attend on Thursday night, August 21st. And he'll be talking about this and so much more, along with Mike Schudel, one of our advisors here at Retire Smart. They do a fantastic job with this class.
Colin Kastrick and Kastrick Law, LLC are not affiliated with Retire Smart and were not compensated for his appearance or any implied endorsement. However, Kastrick Law is a tenant of, receives referrals from, and shares clients with Retire Smart.